yo, we are here with Jack Antonoff of Bleachers, hanging up backstage at Audacy's Riptide Fest in the Hard Rock Lounge, and we just learned that we take the glasses off because they could possibly fly off of our face when we're performing.
Yeah.
And the rope thing, would you go like chain, or would you go one of those solid cord ropes if you had to choose?
I couldn't make a choice.
Oh, okay. So we're just gonna stick to putting the contacts in.
No contacts.
Whoa!
Yeah.
So it's about not seeing who's out there.
No, I can see, if I take my glasses off, like I can't, like I could read where it says
like Clark Kent
Audacy,
versus
but I
Superman.
can't fully read it. So like, trying to see, okay, so like behind there, under like the Hard Rock Hotel, I can't see the hotel casino. So it's kind of nice if I have my glasses off, because then when I'm playing, I feel like the feeling of what's happening more than I'm like, pinpointing exactly, this person right here, or this. And it's kind of nice to be a little bit more in feeling and not less visual.
Connected to the music.
Yeah, like this is a little too, see every,
it's like, oh my God.
every expression you're making.
A man of many words, you're crazy talented. If you have a parrot, what sound would you teach it to make, or thing would you teach it to say?
Probably like a quote from like, just watched Ace Ventura, and there was a number of quotes in there.
Classic film.
Yeah, anything from Ace Ventura. This isn't something you'd have a parrot say, but I really like the part when Lois Einhorn goes, how would you like for me to make your life a living hell? And he goes, well, I'm not ready for a relationship, Lois, but thanks for asking. I was like, that is so smart.
Well played.
And then I also thought when I was watching it, like, sort of his first big movie, and it's obviously a classic, but imagine being on set and working on it. There must have been so much like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, is this going to work? And then I watched the second one, which is the one where he comes out of the rhinoceros's ass.
Yeah, and how do you explain that scene to someone before shooting it?
You just have
Here's
to see
the
it.
idea.
Yeah. And these films really challenge the idea of, like, could you do it now in a really intense way? But they're really special. I don't know what I would have a parrot say.
It fits like a glove.
Yeah.
You just have it, emphasize that. Yeah.
Isotoners.
Absolutely.
Oh, I know what I have a parrot say.
What?
Laces out.
Oh, boom. There you go.
And then another voice say, the laces were in, Dan.
Very well, very well. So it's been 2 years since we talked, and in those 2 years, you have done.
You've degraded and gone into a downward spiral of watching Ace Ventura.
You're now an Ace Ventura fan, but you're married. That happened since the last time I spoke to you.
So you like Ace Ventura too?
Oh yeah. Well, who doesn't like Ace Ventura?
There's
it's like
people.
not liking Bruce Springsteen. There's some things you just have to know.
I think Ace Ventura takes place in Florida.
It should. No, it does.
Of course,
the
Dolphins.
yeah.
It's pretty much here.
You are upon the land of Ace Ventura.
Oh, wow.
Does it make it more special now to be performing on the Riptide stage?
Definitely.
Now, again, your second time performing here. Yeah. Are you like excited to be back on the beach? I feel like this is a cool venue to play.
Oh, it's a great venue. And it's, I love, there's also something about, I know we're really far south, but this to me is East Coast. I mean, literally, but when I say East Coast, being from North and Jersey, like I live on the beach. And so when I'm just down the strip of, even if it's all the way down in Florida, I kind of feel at home. I think the band has like a real coastal sound. So it's nice to play on the beach.
100%. Are you looking forward to like seeing anybody? Are you going to try and like sneak out and catch any performers?
I kind of love hearing and seeing the things that I don't know much about yet, because it's always a nice discovery point. I feel like a lot of music comes out, and there's a lot of music playing all the time, and every time you open your phone, there's a lot of music. But when you just see a band playing, you can get introduced in a much more special way.
Totally. I got to talk with the Black Keys for a little bit, and they are going to try and stalk your set.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I asked them who they wanted to see.
What should I do?
I don't know. Brace yourself.
Should we tell our crew that those guys aren't allowed on stage as a bit?
Oh, man, yeah. You should totally, if you see them in the crowd, ask for them to be removed by security. Be like, I'm sorry, I believe I see the Black Keys, and I need them to actually. We have one request. Yeah, you can't be here.
I wish I knew. The only bit, years and years ago, there was this festival in Mexico, and I remember we canceled the festival, but the Queens of Stone Age were going to do this bit because I saw them like 3 days later at a different thing, and they were like, we were gonna. Oh, it was right around the time someone in Lionel Richie's crew or something got robbed. No, there was an indie band. Did you remember in Mexico City when an indie band? I don't even know if it was true or fake. Was like kind of, they were like they were robbed in their hotel room.
Okay.
Something happened, and I remember we were nervous about going, but then someone got sick. Long story short, we didn't go. But because of that, the Queens of Stone Age had this bit where they were going to come into our trailer with masks on and fake guns and act like they were going to take us.
Sounds very Queen of Stone Age, yeah.
And it didn't happen, but I remember hearing that and thinking at once, I would have had a fucking heart attack. And then also, what a great bit. And so...
You should now be plotting to do that to them. Like, why haven't you, for the last X amount of years since Mexico, planned your own Queens of the Stone Age kidnapping?
Well, I don't really know them.
Well,
so,
that makes it better, though, right?
Yeah, I guess I could do... There's someone, I forget who it is, I heard the story that makes fake stationery and sends people stuff, like from the desk of blah, 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 and then sends letters. I always wanted to take someone I work with desk and just like shave off like a quarter of an inch every month is a good prank.
Are you a pranker? Like, do you do this often to people?
Sometimes, if I get into it. I like prank calls.
Oh.
I like to call restaurants and pretend that I'm a personal assistant to someone, usually someone who's dead. I do Charles Grodin a lot.
What's your best prank you've ever pulled? Like when you look back on your highlight
Calling
reel.
Mastros is Charles Grodin's assistant saying he needs a table to discuss Beethoven 4.
Obviously, I'm very sorry that I missed that. Yes, for sure. Definitely. One of my favorite things about you is how tight you are with your parents.
They're here.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Dude, how cool. Like, what's the best piece of advice they have given you? Like, as a parent, I hope that when my children are,
we don't speak a lot. They're just around. I mean, to be honest.
We don't converse. We just are in each other's company.
Kind of.
Don't you cut his hair?
I cut his hair. But that's also not really a big... We don't speak a lot during that.
Oh, this is this silent
more
relationship.
Like, move this way, move that way. I cut his hair at the studio.
Yeah.
No, they've always enjoyed being around the band. I think they like the band more than me.
Oh. I think maybe they also are probably so proud of your success. Like, you're somebody who worked really hard to get where you are right now.
You'd have to ask that. I agree, but I mean, I think that they just like being on tour. It's kind of inspiring because a lot of people complain about being on tour, which always bothers me because a lot of us love being on tour, and it's I don't know. I've never understood why someone. It's just such a beautiful thing. So it's cool to see people who aren't even playing just loving, because being on tour is so much more than playing shows. It's a whole lifestyle, and they just love it.
They seem like they're very nice people. I've seen some of the stuff you put up on Instagram.
They're fine.
They're here. Yeah, they're just okay.
They're fine. Yeah.
Don't go crazy.
Depends how you catch them.
Well, they're here today. If something happened to them, if they needed to be babysat, what band on the bill would you trust your... Obviously. That's the obvious answer. Yeah. Well played, Mr. Antonoff. Well played. Thank you for joining us in the Riptide Lounge. I cannot fucking wait to see your set.
I'm
Thanks
really
for coming
excited to
back
play.
to the beach.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Thank you.